Human remains found in one small South Texas town. The investigation underway. The next steps to bring closure to this case.
Plus, postponing another vote on desal. The ongoing heated battle over the best way to address our water needs. What is causing such an uproar among our elected leaders?
And more bad financial news for the city. How another downgrade could affect the overall cost to fund projects for our water needs. The financial challenges facing elected leaders.
Good morning, South Texas. I'm John Thomas Cobos.
And I'm Barbie Leo. It is 5 a.m. Wednesday, May 6th. Good morning, John Thomas. Good morning, Kellyanne.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Yeah. Halfway through that work week.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do it. Still hot today. Yesterday, we reached 91 degrees. We won't be at 91, but we will reach 90 degrees this afternoon. Let's get you started with a look outside from our tower camera. Mostly cloudy to start, a little bit of haze, some fog trying to develop. But right now here, it's mostly just haze in Corpus Christi. 78 degrees is that current temperature. Sinton, you're at 79 degrees. It's 78 in Robstown, 78 in Kingsville, 76 in Freer, as well as Beeville, and we're at 79 in Falfurrias. So it is a very, very warm start this morning. This afternoon, we're topping out at 90 degrees, mostly cloudy conditions with a stray shower possible. Not as windy today compared to yesterday. Our winds will be sustained at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Occasionally, we could see a wind around 20, maybe 25 miles per hour, but wind not a huge concern for today. It's just going to be that heat. So from Corpus Christi and on west, high temperatures reach the low and mid 90s. For our areas north and northeast of town, we're looking at high temperatures into the low 80s to upper 80s. Regardless, it's going to feel so much hotter this afternoon. By 10 o'clock, 82 will feel like 90 degrees. We're going to feel like 100 degrees by 2, and by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to feel like the triple digits. So get ready for a lot of heat. We'll talk much more about when we could see a cool down coming up in a few minutes.
Kellyanne, thank you so very much. First Edition does begin this Wednesday morning with the latest on a brief scare in a neighborhood that's near our studios. A suspicious package led to the bomb squad being called out.
Officers arrived at the U.S. Army Reserve Center on McCardle, west of Everhart, yesterday afternoon. People inside homes nearby were evacuated as a precaution. A perimeter was set up while the team looked into the matter and ultimately deciding the package posed no threat.
There was a package located at the Army Depot. Just because it being like a military installation, all precaution was taken with the package, so we called our CCPD bomb squad out. Bomb squad did their investigation, and they did determine that there was no explosives found in the box.
Officers on the scene say each and every call is taken seriously. They thank the neighborhood for being understanding. Out in Petronilla, investigators are working to determine whose remains were found near the small town's elementary school. That discovery was made yesterday morning off County Road 67 in Belk Lane. Details surrounding the person's death are unclear. The medical examiner has those remains this morning. Stay with us as we follow this case.
The city of Corpus Christi is waiting another month to vote on the future of the Inner Harbor desal plant.
That's right. In the meantime, city leaders are still looking to other potential solutions to our water woes. And another heated debate on council. Members did vote to move forward with a proposal that brings other desal projects into the fold.
Natalia Ozuna shows us what options they are considering to address our future needs.
With Corpus Christi's water crisis taking center stage, city leaders are juggling multiple water projects to see what sticks. And now, council members are being presented a proposal for a new desalination plant led by Axe H2O.
The best environmental seawater reverse osmosis solution in the United States.
One that caused quite the stir in council chambers.
I apologize in terms of being caught in a crossfire here.
And ended in a 6-2 vote to move forward with city staff looking into the proposal.
I support water projects, but it is our city manager who needs to say, this is a viable one. This one has been vetted to the degree that you all need to consider it.
Mayor Paulette Guajardo has been pushing to approve the Inner Harbor desalination plant, but she says that a new plant is not the answer.
We have a 30 MGD plant right around the corner. June 2nd, we have a vote to take that to 60% design. We have an MOU currently with CPS Energy in San Antonio for the Barney Davis plant in Flower Bluff. We do not need a third desalination plant.
City Councilman Mark Scott says he's worried that the proposal was not properly vetted by city staff.
Concerned about this continued effort to present shiny objects, which I think deter us from where our focus should be, which are the projects that are fully vetted, fully permitted, and available to vote on.
We have every right to put something on the council. Every one of us do. And all we have to do is ask, and that's what I did.
Councilwoman Carolyn Vaughn says that she's open to look at all potential water options.
I want to hear it, and I think it's important. And if we don't like it, and it doesn't look possible, then you just don't do anything. But you don't let something pass by unless you know what it is.
Meanwhile, several council members criticized City Manager Peter Zanoni, saying that the proposal was not vetted before it was presented to council.
Really, it won't take much staff time because the company's going to have a lot more work to be done before we look at anything else.
Natalia Osuna, 3 News.
Axe H2O's proposal would produce 150 million gallons of water a day within 2 years of the start of construction, claiming they are developing a low-cost, reliable, and environmentally friendly solution.
As we edge closer to declaring a water emergency, the city of Rockport is exploring ways to take control of their own supply. The small coastal town currently sources its water from Corpus Christi. However, reliance on that water system is proving to be a financial burden, with rising costs making water difficult to sell. To offset this gap, the city is looking to other sources.
We use 2.5 to 3 million gallons per day, and that is kind of like what we're looking at, either producing that ourselves or within our partners in the area, San Patricio Municipal Water District.
Council members there are floating the idea of increasing water rates for customers, which is upsetting many. The proposal is expected to be formally brought to council in the next few meetings.
The cost of water in Corpus Christi continues to have a ripple effect.
This problem is being amplified after a recent drop in the city's credit score that could inflate the cost of building a desal plant or any other project.
Yeah, Ryan Hopper shows us what the city's financial team is facing as they explore ways to fund future water demand.
As anyone who's had bad credit knows, it can be hard to get that score up once it goes down. But you're not alone, as experts say the city of Corpus Christi is in a similar position.
And they don't do this on a whim, right? They realize there are significant implications. And once you lower a rating, it takes a while for it to come back, right? And the trend here is negative. So these high ratings are gone for the foreseeable future, and actually for a very long time, if not for good.
S&P factoring in water project price tags and projecting that potential curtailment will force some to move away.
That's going to entail large capital expenditures, which would result in more debt. And then you have the potential for water curtailment to impact your revenue base.
On Tuesday, City Council looking at another desal proposal to be paid for by bonds that have to take out at a higher interest rate.
And so as the months progress, if rain recharges some of our reservoirs, and as we bring on projects like Evangeline, our Nueces groundwater project, they'll see a proven track record of us having more supply than demand. As we get through this budget and potentially have rate increases to help pay for the $1 billion in investment, that'll prove to the rating agencies that the City Council knows how to balance the budget.
While Councilman Mark Scott believes City Council rejecting the Inner Harbor project is to blame.
I think if we'd have been under construction on Inner Harbor, we would not have had the financial downgrade. I'm convinced of that.
Ryan Hopper, 3 News.
Thank you, Ryan. We should also note the S&P says the city is currently on credit watch negative for the next 6 months. That means another downgrade could come depending on our water solution.
Okay, First Edition continues to keep you prepared for natural disasters. This as we're in the middle of National Hurricane Preparedness Week.
The theme today is understanding forecast information. And Kellyanne joins us to talk to you about that and talk to us about that as well.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so when we talk about this, we want to make sure you're getting your information from trusted resources like the National Weather Service, and stay up to date with our 3 News Plus app. Know your alerts. A watch means conditions are possible, while a warning means they're expected or already happening. So tropical storm watch versus warning, hurricane watch versus warning, etc. You get the general idea. You shouldn't also focus on the storm's category, even though lower level storms can bring life-threatening flood. You always want to be aware of their impacts rather than the category. Storm surge and damaging winds are also something that you need to pay attention to as well. And remember, dangerous impacts can extend far outside of the cone. Even well inland, you can feel those impacts. So again, impacts, know those impacts rather than the strength of the storm. For more information on Hurricane Preparedness Week, go to noaa.gov/hurricane-prep or visit our website, KIIITV.com. Also, download our app to your smartphone, set up those alerts, and remember our hurricane special, May 30th at 6:30.
6:30.
8:30 this is today. And remember, you can download our app for free.
Yep, everything's free. We provide it all free for you.
That is right.
Okay. Very warm this morning. It felt different today than yesterday.
Yeah, you know, yesterday we actually topped out right around 91 degrees. Today, not 91, but 90 degrees this afternoon, but a lot more cloud cover throughout the day today. So mostly cloudy conditions throughout the day. And then as we look towards the afternoon, we'll start to get some of the breaks in the clouds, but expect a lot more cloud cover later on today. A few isolated showers this afternoon and morning can't be ruled out. I think for the most part, though, we're only looking at a stray passing shower or two. I think that this run of Futurecast is overdoing the coverage a bit. You get the general idea, though. Throughout the morning, we'll have overcast conditions, a stray passing shower or two, but not significant rainfall. Then later on in the day, some of that cloud cover will clear out, leading to some sunshine, but just a little bit more cloud cover this afternoon. So up until about 12 o'clock, we'll have a few isolated showers. Then this afternoon, dry, hot, and muggy. Our temperatures today reach the 90s and 80s. When you factor in the heat and humidity, it is going to feel a lot more like the triple digits. So yesterday we reached 91 degrees. Now we have 9 90-degree day temperatures so far this year. We'll tack on another one later on today, making that about 10 days. But there is some good news on the way. Even though we're at 90 again this afternoon, tomorrow we're dropping back down into the 70s, and that is all thanks to our next front that's going to move through. It's not going to move in today. It's actually going to stall up to our north tonight, and then early tomorrow morning, that front begins to push in. We'll get some showers and thunderstorms developing along I-35. Some of those may try to stretch into our western locations, but then quickly fade out, although a couple of more rounds of rain are expected in the next couple of days. We'll have those details coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Kellyanne. Once again, exploring old water wells.
Yeah, who is tapping into this resource to address critical water needs? Why some believe there is hope here.
Some people chase victory, others build it. Not for the spotlight, but for the standard. Thomas J. Henry, built to fight.
Summer is here and the savings are heating up at Sutherland's.
Add shade and beauty to your yard for less.
Take 75% off all in-stock trees and shrubs. Tackle outdoor cleanup with Karcher 1900 PSI pressure washer, only $149. Stay cool all summer with a 5,000 BTU window air conditioner for $129, or upgrade to a 12,000 BTU for only $299. Find everything you need for summer,
All in one place. This week only at Sutherland's.
Reliant is the home of free electricity, so your home can be the home of endless possibilities. With the Flex Your Credits plan, your 2 highest use days are free every week automatically. And with $200 in billed credits, your dreams are closer than you think.
Call 1-866-RELIANT or scan the code to start saving with Flex Your Credits.
Oops. Flex Your Credits from Reliant. That's power. Your way.
Emergencies push straight through city and county lines. Now, your alerts do too. The city of Corpus Christi, along with Nueces, Aransas, San Patricio, and Refugio counties, stand united under one regional reverse alert system. Get critical alerts with locations you choose to protect your family and community. Fast, reliable updates from local officials when extra seconds save lives. One system, every community. Sign up at reversealert.org.
We show up and fight for our clients. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Got a question? Got something that needs a solution? Got something you think we should know? If you see news happening, then it's time to tell 3. You can always email us at tell3@KIIITV.com. Connect with us and tell 3.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple's $250 million settlement over Siri. The deal would settle a class action lawsuit claiming Apple misled iPhone buyers by touting an updated version of Siri that would launch in 2024. If it's approved by a judge, some 36 million iPhone users could see a payout. Anthropic has reportedly cut a major deal with Google. According to the information, the AI startup has agreed to pay Google $200 million for chips and access to cloud servers. If confirmed, it would amount to more than 40% of the revenue backlog Google recently disclosed to investors. And finally, big job cuts at Coinbase. The crypto exchange is laying off about 14% of its workforce. The company blames the move in volatility in the crypto market and its growing adoption of artificial intelligence tools. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Sophie Flay. Have a great day.
The Bank of America customized cash rewards Visa card for life's rewarding moments. Earn 6% cash back in the category of your choice, like online shopping for the first year from account opening.
Teens share everything, but through certain everyday behaviors, they could also be sharing bacteria that can cause meningitis. Even if your teen has been vaccinated in the past, they could be missing vaccinations recommended by the CDC against certain groups of meningitis. Although uncommon, it's a serious disease. Once symptoms appear, death can occur, sometimes within 24 hours. About 1 in 10 will die. Is your teen missing vaccination against certain groups of meningitis? Ask their doctor today.
Good morning. Welcome back to 3 News First Edition. It is 5:16. The city of Three Rivers may soon have a new source of water, keeping their taps flowing.
Yeah, this latest project, that is just one of a number of efforts cities are making to protect their H2O supply. And our Michael Gibson digs at the latest effort to see how others could benefit too.
The water treatment plant for the city of Three Rivers is going full blast to deal with all that muddy water that's being sent down the river system after heavy rains fell in the Pleasanton area. A situation the city won't have to deal with for much longer, as it is close to opening up an old water well.
The Woodward well fixing to come online in the next 4 to 5 weeks. We should be plenty of water. That well should be able to produce enough water to keep water flowing into town.
Over at nearby Choke Canyon Dam, the city of Corpus Christi still releases water down the Frio River to Three Rivers. Now Corpus Christi Water is balancing those releases with ongoing repairs. A cast iron sluice gate was found stuck, nearly closed, and not sealing properly during a routine inspection. Now a $2.8 million project is underway to repair and replace it.
Because the lake level is lower now, it's a good time to do this type of repair and maintenance.
The city of Corpus Christi is also making millions of dollars worth of gate repairs at its Lake Corpus Christi Wesley Seal Dam.
Spillway gates over time, we require removal, sandblasting, inspection, recoating, and to reinstall them.
The work that the city of Corpus Christi is doing right now at Lake Corpus Christi and over at Choke Canyon will help to ensure that both will be able to handle future water flow for many years to come. Michael Gibson, 3 News.
I see all that water out there. I'm like, oh,
I know, come this way.
Eventually, it'll make it to us. We just have to wait a little bit for some rainfall in our forecast. There is some rain in the forecast, but at least let's talk about our temperatures, because we're going to have a cold front move through. Today, we're talking temperatures in the low 90s. Still going to be hot and humid, but tomorrow, our high temperatures drop down into the 70s, and that is all thanks to that front that is expected to push through tonight/tomorrow, depending on your location. So today, we're looking at hot conditions. Our front stalls up to the north tonight, so into our northern location, just maybe a touch cooler, but that front is going to stall tonight. We'll otherwise have partly cloudy conditions, and then overnight tonight, as the front continues to dip south, we'll get some showers and thunderstorms firing up around Laredo, pushing into some of our western locations by early tomorrow morning. We'll start off tomorrow afternoon nice and dry, with another round of rainfall developing on Friday. So our rain chances are actually going to go up over the next couple of days. Today, it's a small isolated chance, up to about 20% tomorrow, and then even higher on Friday. In terms of precipitation accumulations, totals, that number has gone up just a smidge, anywhere from about maybe a half inch of rainfall to 3/4 of an inch to as high as an inch of precipitation, with locally higher amounts underneath some of those heavier downpours. So at least for today, we're talking a stray shower or two. We'll have a better chance for rainfall tomorrow as that front moves in, up to about a 20% coverage of rain. May even have to bump that up to 30% for tomorrow morning. And then on Friday, some storms are possible, but it looks like most of that will be during the late afternoon, early evening hours, as we'll get another round of rainfall pushing pushing on through. Another thing that we're looking at is going to be cooler conditions. Looking at our high temperatures on Thursday, mid-70s, slightly lower humidity, but very windy. Our winds around 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting as high as about 25 to nearly 30 miles per hour. For today, no cool air. It's just going to feel hot. Our high temperatures will feel a lot more like the upper 90s to triple digits. Most of us are not in a heat advisory for today, with the exception of interior Kennedy County. You're going to start that heat advisory at 1 o'clock this afternoon, going until 7 o'clock this evening for really intense feels like temperatures. Otherwise, it's just heat, mostly cloudy today. Now through about 11, 12 o'clock, we can't rule out a stray shower or two. Then this afternoon will start to dry out. Some of that cloud cover will gradually lift as well. But overall, just hot, humid today, up to a 20% coverage of rainfall tomorrow, 30% on Friday, and keeping those rain chances to start off our weekend on Saturday. So timing out the rainfall hour by hour. By 4 o'clock, we'll have a couple of showers, some thunderstorms developing in our western locations. But as this continues to drift east, they quickly begin to fade out by about 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then we'll just have mostly cloudy conditions with a couple of passing showers throughout the day tomorrow. And then Thursday night into Friday, a few more showers before another round of rainfall arrives Friday night. So we're not done with the rain chances yet. It's not high. However, we're still looking at some rain chances in our forecast. Mother's Day looking good, a mix of sun and clouds, but hot with high temperatures in the low 90s.
Kellyanne, thank you so very much. As the Guthrie family continues to mourn the loss of their mother, a new battle is breaking out over her disappearance, involving the Arizona sheriff and the FBI, the director of the FBI.
ABC's Sophie Flay shows us their dust up and how it is pulling away from the ongoing search for Nancy.
More than 3 months since the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, FBI Director Kash Patel is speaking out, slamming the Arizona sheriff handling the investigation, claiming the sheriff excluded the FBI early on in the search.
The first 48 hours of anyone's disappearance are the most critical, and for 4 days we were kept out of the investigation.
Patel questioning why Pima County Sheriff Chris Nano sent DNA evidence to a private lab in Florida instead of the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia.
We would have analyzed it within days and maybe gotten better information or more information. Our lab's just better than any other private lab out there, and we didn't get a chance to do that.
The sheriff under scrutiny with no suspect named in the case.
We believe somebody out there knows who did this. We need that person to call us.
Last night, the sheriff's department responded to Patel's claims, insisting the FBI was promptly notified by both our department and the Guthrie family. While the FBI director was not on scene, coordination with the Bureau began without delay, and insisting the Florida lab and the FBI's lab worked in close partnership from the outset. Amid those conflicting accounts, local officials insist the search goes on, with more than 300 tips in the last month alone. But the only apparent break so far, these images of a masked man outside Guthrie's home 11 days after her suspected abduction.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
No relief in sight at our pumps.
A U.S. operation to guide ships through the Strait of Hormuz on hold. What that means as you head out to your favorite gas station. A financial hit we are all taking.
Mother's Day has always been very, very important to me. I had a tremendous mother who taught me how to love and how to respect women. I also had a great mother-in-law who did the same. And I'm here with the mother of my children, my wife, Marva.
Come and join us here at the fellowship and be blessed by the Lord's presence and a group of warm and welcoming people.
May God bless you.
Have you heard? Tempur-Pedic sleep is better sleep. With innovative materials developed for astronauts, Tempur-Pedic mattresses reduce motion transfer, which means less tossing and turning, so you can sleep undisturbed through the night. But which Tempur-Pedic is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. Let our expert sales staff guide you to your perfect Tempur-Pedic. And right now, save up to $1,000 on select Tempur-Pedic Split King sleep systems. Or check out the Consumer Reports recommended Doctor's Choice Plush. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
To get more money for your car, all roads lead to AutoNation. Get your offer now at AutoNation.com. We'll buy your car even if you don't buy one from us and pay you top dollar on the spot. Get more money for your car at AutoNation.com.
At 3 News, we don't just cover this community, we're part of it. That's why we care so deeply about getting it right. Because when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. And at 3 News, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Corpus Christi.
Welcome back to 3 News First Edition. It is 5:25 with gas prices jumping again overnight. 10 cents at our coastal bend pumps. All eyes remain fixed on the war with Iran.
Yeah, expect a little relief anytime soon. Fueling up, President Trump just paused Project Freedom. That's the effort to guide ships through the Strait of Hormuz.
ABC's Lionel Moyes shows us the ongoing conflict and fallout between the two nations hitting our pocketbooks hard.
Americans dealing with rising gas prices as the war with Iran drags on, and now another shift in the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump announcing he's pausing Project Freedom, the U.S. military operation that was guiding commercial ships through the strait, saying great progress has been made toward a complete and final agreement with representatives of Iran. The president did not elaborate. And conflicting messaging from the administration. President Trump making that announcement just hours after Secretary of State Marco Rubio affirmed the focus was on Project Freedom, saying the U.S. concluded combat operations in Iran.
This is approximately a quarter of the world's oil trade, along with significant volumes of fuel and fertilizer that operate through the Straits of Hormuz. The Iranian regime cannot be allowed to dictate who uses this vital waterway.
Meanwhile, gas prices are now up 50% since the war began, averaging over $4.50 per gallon nationwide.
It cost me over $75 to fill the car last week.
Trying to drive less. Well, when we go out, we go get what we have to do all at the same time and be done.
This food truck operator in Louisville says he'll be forced to raise prices.
It makes a big dent in the profits.
Saying the cost of gas is adding to the rising cost of food as well, eating at his bottom line. Kentucky's Democratic governor now joining officials across multiple states, pushing to reduce or suspend gas taxes to provide some relief. The Trump administration says 2 vessels were helped through the strait through Project Freedom, but with it paused and no deal reached yet, it's unclear when ships will be able to pass with oil and other goods to bring much needed relief at the pump. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
A step closer to demolishing the old historic Nueces County Courthouse.
That's right. The next move by crews to clear the downtown structure when we could see history come crumbling down.
Rodeo Corpus Christi, presented by Miller Lite, brings you the David Lee Garza reunion with special guest Jay Perez, plus the official tribute to Emilio Navaira, featuring Diego Navaira and Emilio Navaira. Tickets at buckdays.com.
Password 1234.
Incorrect password.
Technology, am I right?
We need a new tech lead.
This is a job for Sponsored Jobs.
Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates when you need them most. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
We are the Dillos. We are from Northern Kentucky. Being out in a rural area, coverage is pretty hit and miss with other carriers. So switching to T-Mobile solved a lot of problems that we had.
I'm able to use T-Satellite now. When you need to communicate, you can communicate.
America's best network needs off-the-grid satellite coverage with T-Satellite. Plus, over the past 5 years, T-Mobile customers had the lowest wireless bills versus Verizon and AT&T. And enjoy a 5-year price guarantee on experience plans.
The value that we get with T-Mobile is excellent.
At Dawood Dental, our legacy continues with a team dedicated to the next generation of dental care. Dr. Haitham Dawood, Dr. Steve Villarreal, and Dr. David Dawood deliver a seamless, fully digital experience from start to finish for faster turnaround and greater comfort. From Invisalign to cosmetic and restorative dentistry, transforming your smile has never been easier, with financing options available. And from day one, you're treated like family. Ready for a better dental experience? Call Dawood Dental today, where tradition meets technology and your smile comes first.
The Physicians' premier ER concert series at Rodeo Corpus Christi unleashes Shane Smith and the Saints. Grab your seats and feel the power of Shane Smith and the Saints. Tickets at buckdays.com. Rodeo Corpus Christi, proudly sponsored by Miller.
Officer down. It's Sergeant Grant.
We gotta get him the OR!
I'm losing a lot of blood.
Hold pressure. Go! Cardiac arrest! Go!
The 7-day weather forecast is sponsored by Cantwell Mattress.
Don't miss out. Scan the square. It's all right there. Scan our QR code and download the 3 News app today. 3 News, known and trusted.
Asbestos removal time, the next step in clearing out the historic downtown courthouse when crews expected to have it leveled.
Plus, a cat-napping caper. The hunt underway for the person who took a kitten in dire need of medical care at the Humane Society. We have that surveillance video.
And tons of kudos to go around this morning, from businesses raising thousands for kids receiving medical care to Coastalman teachers shining in the classroom. How our future leaders truly benefit. But first, we have Kellyanne with another hot day. A little bit hotter than yesterday, especially this morning.
Yeah, very warm this morning. Yesterday we reached 91 for the 9th time.
Yay.
Hitting 90 degrees or higher. I know. What a countdown that everyone is so excited for. Today we'll hit 90 degrees again. It'll feel a lot more like 105 this afternoon. So we are once again talking heat and humidity with a few showers possible and a lot more cloud cover than what we had yesterday afternoon. Right now it already feels warm outside. It feels like 81 degrees in Corpus Christi and in Robstown. Same thing at NAS Corpus Christi and in Kingsville. It feels like 82 at the moment in Falfurrias. Our Coastal Parks beach cam starting off mostly cloudy. If you are heading out to our local beaches today, just keep in mind the surface is going to be a little bit rough. We're going to have mostly cloudy conditions throughout the day. We're going to be watching the radar this morning for maybe 1 or 2 showers. By the afternoon, it should stay mostly cloudy, hot and humid. And then later on in the day, late afternoon, early evening, we'll get some breaks in the clouds leading to some sunshine. So for now, your beachcast showing mostly cloudy conditions for much of the day with warm conditions as well. But again, we're talking those feels like temperatures in the triple digits. We'll show you how it'll feel across the rest of our area coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Kellyanne. Oasis County leaders say they are one step closer to demolishing the historic 1914 courthouse.
That's right. Before demo, though, the removal of asbestos. Our Josh Maxwell shows us the challenges to remove that health hazard and why crews are hopeful the old dilapidated structure could come down later this year.
A core piece of Corpus Christi's history is taking a major step toward demolition. In Tuesday's TERS meeting, the board approved to take $2 million in TERS funding to tear down the old courthouse. Corpus Christi at-large Councilman Roland Barrera says using TERS funding for a project of this nature is rare.
Funds are supposed to be for economic development. And so typically you would want to have some type of pro forma, whereas as a result of this investment, there's going to be some type of return.
Nueces County Precinct 1 Commissioner Mike Pusley says while there's not a set date,
I'm hoping the courthouse will be on the ground before the end of this year.
But before anything can be done on the inside, Pusley says working conditions have to be optimal and safe.
You want to make sure that the people who have to work there during the demolition process are not exposed to any hazardous chemicals or asbestos fibers floating in the air.
Pusley says this steady momentum is all thanks to the allocated TERS funding, which will back a huge portion of the project.
They will make 2 payments to the county of $1 million each. One of the payments will be done before the end of the 2026 fiscal year.
While the funding was granted, Barrera points out it did take a long time to get to this point.
Well, the number one is because it's been so expensive. And then I think there's also the uncertainty of when the bridge was going to come down. County didn't have the money, and so now apparently during our church meeting, there was an indication they had a benefactor, that somebody that was going to assist in funding the demolition.
Josh Maxwell, 3 News.
The asbestos removal program will come up again, the process that is, when commissioners meet on the 13th.
The Gold Coast Humane Society is asking for your help locating a kitten stolen from their shelter and the person responsible. Get this, it was all caught on camera too. Take a look. Houdini is a 5-week-old kitten with light orange fur. She weighs less than a pound and is in need of constant medical attention. The shelter took to social media with a surveillance video. It shows what they believe is a woman snatching up Houdini. Please call 361-225-0845 if you recognize that woman. Shelter staff say that they just want Houdini returned safely and in their care.
A reminder this morning for our South Texas military community. Burn Pits 360 is providing free haircuts and lunch to veterans and active military today. Head on over to the Warrior Support Center in Robstown off 4th Street from 10 to 1 to take advantage. You do not have to sign up. Just bring your ID or other proof of service. Also, volunteers are always welcome to help with cuts, serving food, or just thanking our heroes for all they do.
Also helping veterans this week, the Texas Veterans Commission has started a program for those in need of assistance with housing and utility costs. Operation Link covers those living in Nueces, Clayburgh, and San Patricio counties. So grab a pen, write down this number, 361-854-9199, and that's how you can apply for the program. We also have it on our website at KHLI-TV.com.
Sames Ford is all smiles this morning. That's right after raising a truck ton of money with their Test Drive for Smiles fundraiser. This annual tradition benefits patients over at Driscoll Children's Hospital, and this year's impact was huge. They were able to raise $20,000. That money rolled in after the dealership donated $10 for every test drive at their business. They also raised money through volunteer activities to maximize the impact.
It's a huge deal for us to be able to help out and to serve these, underprivileged counties that don't have the hospitals that, that Corpus is lucky to have. So we're just proud to be partnered with them, and we look to stay partnered with them for the next, 5, 6, 10, 15, 20 years.
The fundraiser took place during April, and yes, you heard it there. They do plan to bring it back next year if you missed out.
First Edition wants to send out a huge congratulations to Dr. Cristina Barrera, the 2026 National Distinguished Principal for Texas. Dr. Barrera is a principal over at Menger Elementary. The school surprised her yesterday morning with the honor along with some of her students. Colleagues say that she is an exceptional leader who truly connects with the students, inspiring and challenging them to grow every single day.
First Edition has another awesome educator to feature this morning. Take a look at this. This is Teacher Appreciation Week after all. Say hello to Jennifer Lancaster over at Gregory Portland ISD. She's the winner of the Corpus Christi Hooks All-Star Educator Grant, a $1,500 prize. Mrs. Lancaster teaches 3rd grade and was celebrated for building strong relationships with her students and their families while also making her classroom a welcoming, warm environment. From all of us here at First Edition, way to go, Mrs. Lancaster.
What better time to talk about rodeo than today? As you can see from the video behind us, night 1 at Rodeo Corpus Christi got underway in a big fashion.
Yes, I can watch this video all day long. Mutton busting, yes, it's your favorite, and you know it. And our Mike Glaspia was out there to send us in.
Did he mutton bust?
I would pay money to see Mike out there. So tons of family fun and memories, as you can see, made. And those kids are all safe. No reports of any injuries.
I love
They are
to
well
see
padded.
it.
Oh.
Those kids, though, so brave.
I tell you,
So
they need to do a study on what these kids go on to do later in life after competing in mutton busting, like the daredevil jobs they take on. Take a look at the screen. This is a rundown of what's going on today. Ag and Industry Awareness Days from 9 to 1:30, and then the Treasure Island Shopping Experience.
That's right. More shopping from 4 till 11, and then Scholarship and Family Night at 7 p.m.
Shop till you drop or shop till you mutton bust?
Go Buck Days.
Yeah, a lot to be had. Okay.
And go Kellyanne.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Would you mutton bust, Kellyanne?
I think I'm a little too tall for the for the animal, but maybe as a kid, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I wasn't that much of a daredevil when I was a child. I would watch it, but I don't know if I would do it, though. Bull riding, absolutely not. I'm out at that. They're very terrifying. Okay, let's talk about your Buck Days forecast. It's going to be hot. We're going to have mostly cloudy conditions later on in the day, especially late afternoon, early evening. We'll get some peaks of clouds, or excuse me, some peaks of sun, rather, and breaks in the clouds. Overall, though, despite that cloud cover, we're still warming up to about 90 degrees, and you factor in the feels-like temperature, it's going to feel a lot more like 105. So it's going to be another hot and humid day again. Into the brush country this afternoon, our feels-like temperatures yet again in the triple digits. We'll start off this morning with mostly cloudy conditions. Winds relatively light. They will pick up today around 10 to 15 miles per hour, continuing into the afternoon and evening. But we're not really talking gusty conditions today. Our gusts could reach as high as about 25 miles per hour, but then notice as we go into the afternoon and evening, they quickly begin to fall off to about 20 miles per hour. So not as windy, but still hot and still very humid. Later Later on this evening, we'll have a front stall up to our north. This will keep some cloud cover around for the overnight hours and allow for some showers and thunderstorms in Laredo to try to move into some of our western locations early tomorrow morning. The front clears late in the morning. We'll have mostly cloudy conditions and a few showers, and we will be much cooler. We'll talk about how cool we'll get tomorrow. Plus, we'll talk about another opportunity of rainfall arriving coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you so very much, Kellyanne. Let's hang 10 this morning.
We're live on the beach with Texas Surf Camp. Discover how Coastal Bend kids are learning to ride the waves ahead of this weekend's Lone Star Series.
We were going to have a pool party. As I was going in through the home and gardening section, they had watered the plants, hadn't set out any caution cones, just walking and there I went. I had a torn ACL and I had L1, 2, 3, and 4 were herniated. I got on the phone, called Herman & Herman, and they got right on top of everything. It worked out great. When I did get with the team and they told me the amount, I was like, okay, I mean, that's good. We can work with that. Trust me on this. These guys know what they're doing, professionals all the way across the boards.
A cleaned up mess will cost you less, 'cause H-E-B has price cuts. And baby poop, that costs less too.
H-E-B has cut thousands of prices on the things you use most. So look for the tags and save.
I reached up to the vent.
Oh, we do have a replay of that.
That is cold air I'm feeling there, Karen.
I am seeing that.
But in the end, we made the right call.
To 1 hour.
They installed the new unit, kept their cool, and really made the team comfortable.
For more live comfort updates, follow us at onehourheatandair.com.
There it is, the modular that started it all. Our Modular One collection at Rooms to Go, giving families a sectional that perfectly fits their space and color options that perfectly fit their style, with smart features to keep everyone connected. And just when you think it can't get any better, it does. Because now our Modular One comes with smooth power recliners, so you can achieve your perfect room and your perfect recline. Come see everything we're working on. It's Drew and Jonathan for Rooms to Go.
We've been supplying batteries to the Coastal Bend for about 20 years. Most people just think we do car batteries, and we do a lot of car batteries. But we do every other battery as well. Heck, we even do cell phone batteries. We'll even fix your broken screen while we're at it. Heck, we carry over 12,000 different batteries. Our selection and installation just blows people away. So if you need any kind of battery, yep, we got it.
JD's Interstate Batteries. Yep, we've got a battery for that.
Welcome to Apple Dental Center in Corpus Christi, where your smile is our top priority. Our dedicated team of professionals combines advanced technology with personalized care to ensure you receive the best dental experience. From routine cleanings to complex procedures, we offer comprehensive services tailored to your needs. At Apple Dental Center, we make your comfort and health our mission. Discover why so many trust us with their smiles. Visit us today and see the difference care can make.
Good morning, everybody. I made the trip down to Falfurrias to talk with the Jerseys before one of the biggest series of the playoffs against the Bishop Badgers. The Jerseys, they've been on a great run the last few seasons, including back-to-back region final appearances and an unbeaten district championship this year. Now, Fal knocked off the Badgers in a hard-fought two-game sweep in this round last season, 5-3 in both games. Jerseys know the Badgers will be out for some payback, but them and Coach Gus Esquivel say they're ready for a 2 or 3 game battle this week.
It was a dogfight. You know, Bishop comes with everything. You know, from the first pitch to the last pitch, they come, you know, like ready to fight. So, I mean, we're expecting a dogfight, but, you know, we think we prepared enough and hopefully we come out victorious.
Yeah, big week, you know. Gotta stay composed here. Always a blessing to be out here for sure. You know, we're excited. We're ready to win, you know.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. I know that they're going to come ready. They're battle tested. They're in a tough district. They split with the London, another tough team, and you know, we prepared and you know, we're ready for a battle, and we just hope that you know, everything works out. You know, I know it's it's a trip over there, but you know, we just excited to get the game in and hope for an exciting series.
Now, you heard Coach Esquivel there. That series headed down south to Weslaco to try and avoid the weather here this week, but we will have highlights of Game 1 from the Valley tomorrow night. Well, speaking of weather, the Hooks got rained out in Springfield last night, so how about the big leaguers, the Astros, taking on the rival Dodgers, and Christian Walker taking Shohei Ohtani deep and over the train tracks. That is a blast. Made it 1-0. Then the new Astro, Braden Shoemake, in because of injuries. And this is his second homer in 7 games. Might tell his grandkids about this one off of Ohtani. Made it 2-0. Peter Lambert outduels the MVP. 7 shutout innings, including this great catch from Cam Smith. Now, the Astros beat Shohei and the Dodgers 2-1, but they did lose Carlos Correa to an ankle injury in batting practice, so we will see how long he misses. Now, went down to Foul Furious yesterday, going up to the other end of the viewing area today, Beeville, for 2 games. You've got Hebronville and Banquetti, another all-local baseball matchup. Game 1 tonight at Coastal Bend College, and then Ingleside softball taking on Cuero. Game 1 of their region semifinal series at Beeville Jones. Well, that'll do it for me. I'll see you back here tonight at 6. Have a great day, everybody.
Well, thank you, Chris. All right, Surf's Up in South Texas. The Lone Star Series is back this weekend featuring young surfers getting ready to hit the waves at Bob Hall Pier.
Yeah, and this will be the first time to host this event since its reopening. Our Alexis Green joins us live with a preview. Alexis, what a great assignment to be out there on the beach.
Hey, good morning, John Thomas. Good morning, Barbie. It feels awesome out here at Bob Hall, I'm not going to lie. And with me is Morgan Faulkner. He is the organizer of Texas Surf Camps. You were just telling me you've been doing this for 23 seasons, since you're 18 years old.
Yeah, right when I got out of high school, started up Texas Surf Camps with the help of my sponsor, Quicksilver, and it's just been going ever since.
It has. I'm sure you've seen your share of different seasons. Like, exactly, you know, when Bob Hall closed, I know that was an iconic part of the surf life out here. Talk about what it means to bring that competition back this weekend at Bob Hall Pier, reopened.
It's huge for sure. Without Bob Hall Pier, we've kind of been limited to one surf spot, Packery Channel. So having Bob Hall come back is huge because it opens up more surfing areas, and this has been kind of like one of the highlight waves in Texas for a long, long time. So we're super excited to get another contest back here and let the kids have the first one back at the new pier.
I know, it's definitely got some hype involved. Talk about the Lone Star Series. So we are the second stop. I know y'all were in Galveston first.
Yeah, we started our season in Galveston this year, and this is our 3rd year. And me and my wife started the Lone Star Surf Series to kind of give like a more like scheduled approach to surfing, because a lot of times it's dependent on surf. But with kids, they can surf anything. So we just set the day and go for it.
I love to hear that. We're going to learn a lot more about the Lone Star Series, about Texas Surf Camps, how you can get involved. But tell them if they want to come out this weekend and see it for themselves, the surf camp return, the competition return to Bob Up Here, what do they need to know? Those details.
So it's on Saturday. It starts at 8 a.m. We'll be out here a lot earlier than that setting up. But you know, it's going to be a great time. We've got a lot of kids signed up. We still have a few more slots open, so if there's anyone that wants to get in, there's still a chance to do that. TexasSurfCamps.com has all the information and sign up.
Great. We'll definitely have that information on our website as well. We'll be here all morning long on First Edition. I'm going to pass it back to you guys in studio.
Thank you so much, Alexis. It's so cool that we have that here. I know that my daughters inquired about surf camp during the summer.
My stepson's a big surfer out there. And it's like an escape, a
We
getaway.
might be all hanging 10.
I know.
I'll be out there with my goggles. Helicopter mom.
Why can I see that in like a margarita in hand,
No, because I have inquired about it, and so they just say drop off the kids and come back. And I have a weird feeling about this, the drop off. So I won't be right there, but I won't be far away.
I wasn't saying. Toes in the sand.
Binoculars,
just watching the progression of everything.
And yes, a frosty beverage, yes.
Water, of course, ice cold water. You will need it today. We're looking at temperatures in the low 90s, but our next front arrives tonight/tomorrow, dropping our high temperatures back into the 70s, and then on Friday we're in the 80s. But notice our rain chances. Today we're at a 10% chance, up to 20% tomorrow, but then even higher on Friday, up to 30%. So we have some decent rain in the forecast. It's not drought-busting rainfall, but at least our rainfall accumulations are going to go up a little bit higher than what was previously thought of, a 1/4 of an inch, maybe now to a 1/2 inch to as high as an inch of precipitation with some locally higher amounts. So for today, it's just hot. Our front moves in, stalls up to our north tonight. We're not expecting any rainfall tonight with that stall. stalled front, but then early tomorrow morning, there will be some showers and thunderstorms that develop around Laredo, push into our western spots as the front continues to push down to the south. This is going to pull in that cooler air for tomorrow. Couple of showers possible late tomorrow night, and then on Friday evening, we'll actually have another round of rainfall move in, and that's where we get the 30% coverage from. It's going to be mostly Friday evening rather than Friday afternoon. Now, we briefly dip below average. Average is 86, so we'll briefly dip below that tomorrow, but then we're back up to near average on Friday and nearing that average as well on Saturday. So enjoy the 70s tomorrow. It will come with some cloud cover, though. This afternoon, we'll have mostly cloudy conditions later on in the day, especially late afternoon, early evening, some peaks in the clouds. And then now through about 12 o'clock, an isolated shower or two, but that's about it. The other story is just going to be the heat for today. It feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Much of the coastal bend not under a heat advisory, with the exception of interior Kennedy County. From 1 o'clock in the afternoon until 7 o'clock this evening, you are under that heat advisory. Now tomorrow, almost all of the coastal bend will be seeing temperatures into the mid 70s. Our winds will pick up out of the northeast at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some gusts around 25 to 30 miles per hour. Again, tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy. We'll get those showers firing up around Laredo, some of those pushing into our western spots. But as it continues to move east, it will gradually begin to clear out. We'll still keep some spotty showers in the mix, though, for this time tomorrow morning. Same thing by tomorrow afternoon with mostly cloudy conditions. Thursday evening, another round of light passing showers develop. And then Friday, the afternoon is mostly sunny and dry. 1 or 2 isolated showers, but it's Friday evening that will get those thunderstorms starting up in Laredo. Once again, pushing into our western locations Friday evening, up to a 30% coverage for now. May need to adjust that. So looking at your 7-day forecast, it's not a lot of rainfall, but at least there are rain chances in the forecast. Again, today, just a stray shower, otherwise dry. Up to a 20% coverage of rainfall tomorrow, increasing that on Friday to 30%. Then Mother's Day weekend will start off with some showers. Mother's Day on Sunday will be hot and dry.
Thank you, Kellyanne. Today, it's National Nurses Day. And First Edition wants to tip our hats to all the nurses across the country, especially right here in South Texas. Thank you for all you do.
That's right. Thank you so much. And ABC's Danny New introduces us to 3 nurses to discover their path to the sometimes difficult but very rewarding job.
You want me to open up?
I think I can handle it.
Fine. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I think.
On this National Nurses Day, we are going to dare ask nurses how and why they can juggle so much.
Nursing is where humanity and science meet.
Catherine here is one of 3 students I spoke with at the Columbia School of Nursing, who've all spent years working in a profession consistently voted one of, if not the most trusted in the U.S.
I didn't really think twice about it.
For Catherine, her path got accelerated when she was in nursing school during the pandemic, and she volunteered to work on the front lines as a nursing technician.
It just reinforced that I was exactly where I needed to be.
Meanwhile, Sophie has been on this journey since she was 5 years old when she was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Thankfully, she's doing much better now, but she can't help thinking that maybe
it happened for a reason and kind of brought me into the place in the career that I'm at now.
Sophie has spent the past decade working as a pediatric oncology nurse, and she is now working on earning her PhD as she studies survivorship in pediatric cancer.
I look at long-term effects of their treatment and how we can better take care of them throughout their lifespan.
And then there's Ryan, who made a career change in his 30s after realizing he wanted to impact people's lives on a more personal level. In fact, he happily and willingly accepted working the overnight shift, which I also work.
Have you, like me, eaten chili at like 4 in the morning?
Oh, yeah, I'll eat mac and cheese.
Also, Ryan is a man, and according to the Department of Labor, only about 13% of registered nurses are male. However, Ryan says he wants to challenge folks who feel men are, quote, macho guys who are not emotional.
The best thing is being there for someone in a time of need and caring for them as if they were a loved one.
Ryan said he is often asked to help his female colleagues lift heavier patients, so to all the men out there, this could be your chance to show off your guns. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Hello, I'm Tim Rogers.
And I'm Michelle Rogers with Rogers Fine Jewelers.
For over 45 years, our family has been providing the Coastal Bend community with an outstanding selection of fine jewelry and diamonds.
We also offer watches, clocks, and giftware. Plus, we have a wide selection of John Hart luggage and offer in-house monogramming.
We provide in-house repairs and custom work by our team of experienced jewelry professionals. We invite you to come by and see for yourself.
Rogers Fine Jewelers in the heart of downtown Sinton.
Get ready for the weekend with the 3 News Weekend Guide every Friday morning during First Edition.
Sponsored by Visit Corpus Christi.
Looking for fresh ideas to make the most of your weekend? Visit Corpus Christi has you covered. Explore the city's best events, festivals, live music, family activities, and hidden gems all in one place. Your coast, your community, your adventure to discover at visitcorpuschristi.com. Corpus Christi, your Gulf Coast capital.
Winning cases is only part of the story. What our clients talk about isn't just the result, it's how they were treated along the way. When the pressure's on, when the stakes are high, customer service isn't optional. It's answering the call, giving real updates, showing up every time. At Thomas J. Henry Injury Attorneys, we treat every case like it matters, because that's our standard. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
It's mowing season. And Bad Boy Mowers has the best lineup in the game. Built to win with more power, advanced engineering, and performance that never quits. Whether you're playing on this field or this field. So this mowing season, raise your game and join the team. Bad Boy, mow with an attitude.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
You too can get back out there with arch supports from the Good Feet store.
All right, let's get a look at your forecast. We're going to be watching the radar this morning for maybe a passing shower or two. Otherwise, mostly cloudy throughout much of the day. Late afternoon, early evening, some peaks of sun. High temperatures in the 90s, feeling a lot more like the triple digits. Cold front arrives tomorrow.
Ooh, looking forward to the cool front. Thank you so much for that, Kellyanne. All right,
I'm looking forward to surfing.
Okay. I was really looking forward to seeing maybe Carly kind of make an appearance. I was like, come on,
I don't
Carly.
think she would be waking up this early for that.
No, poor Carly, she's
I wonder
tired.
if she knows we're doing this.
I know, yeah, she's the one that sent the information.
Oh, I guess she
Hello, where you
knows.
been?
No.
Check your emails, man. Okay, so.
I thought Lexus set it up. I don't know.
We'll be back with more right here for First Edition. We have 3 more hours
Hang
right
it
here
in,
and on
Barbie.
3 News Plus. Come on now. We'll see you right back here in just a few.
I was on my way to school. It's a lady, I guess, she ran their stop sign or something. T-boned right at the door in the wheel. First time I've ever been in an accident. A couple hours later, definitely hurting. The first thing I thought was to call Herman & Herman. They compensated me, taking care of my medical bills. I did get more money than I expected. They just took care of everything. I was very surprised with how simple it was. It was fast and easy. I would recommend anybody to call Herman & Herman. They are great people.
Herman & Herman, always putting you first.
At the School of Science and Technology, we foster a character and STEM-based learning environment for our students. SST is a high-performing, tuition-free, A-rated charter school system, which maintains a 100% college acceptance rate. At SST, our student-centered environment cultivates academic excellence each and every day. We're now accepting applications for grades pre-K through 12 at a campus near you. Your child deserves access to a better education, better future.
You've been counting the days, weeks, months, just waiting for the Memorial Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress.
And right now, save up to $1,000 on select Tempur-Pedic Split King sleep systems and get a $300 gift. Or check out the Consumer Reports recommended Doctor's Choice Plush. And best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Take $100 off every $1,000 you spend, plus 60 months, no interest, and free shipping.
The Memorial Day Super Sale on now at Denver Mattress.
President Trump and Mace Middleton stand up against perverts and predators. But Rhino Chip Roy sides with them. Roy stood with Gavin Newsom and the trans lobby to push child transgender surgeries, then told MAGA, "You can kiss my ass." That's why Trump doesn't trust Rhino Chip Roy. MAGA Mace Middleton banned men from girls' sports and kicked trans perverts out of women's restrooms. That's why Trump called Mays a MAGA champion with a conservative record that's second to none. MAGA Mays Middleton for Texas Attorney General.
An accident with a company car, truck, SUV, van, or fleet vehicle is not just another car accident. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Oh my goodness. Mary, what's the 411, hon? What is something that would surprise people about you?
This morning, it's Mary J. Blige with Robin, exclusive on her incredible new Vegas residency. This morning on
Good Morning America.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 3 News Plus.
Human remains found in one small South Texas town. The investigation underway. The next steps to bring closure to this case.
Plus, postponing another vote on desal, the ongoing heated battle over the best ways to address our water needs. What is causing such an uproar among our elected leaders?
And more bad financial news for the city. How another downgrade could affect the overall cost to fund projects for our water needs. The financial challenges facing elected leaders.
Good morning, South Texas. I'm Barbie Leo.
I'm John Thomas Cobos. It is 6 o'clock on this Wednesday, May 6th. Meteorologist Kellyanne Klass joining us with a check of a front making its way here.
Yes, not today, still not. So if you are thinking about going to the beach, it's going to be warm, but we're going to have a lot of cloud cover this afternoon and maybe some peaks of sunshine later on in the day. Right now, though, still dark and early this morning. And when we look at our coastal parks beach cam, we can see that surf is a little bit rough. That's going to be the case again today with a moderate risk of rip current. Right now, we are at 78 degrees in Port A. It's also 78 in Rockport, NAS Corpus Christi, Robstown, Falfurrias, in Hebbronville, and Benavides. We're at 77. So a lot of us feeling that warmth this morning, and it's still going to be hot. Our high temperatures today reach the 90s pretty much all across the board. A stray shower is possible, otherwise mostly cloudy conditions. Not as windy today, but still a bit breezy, especially later on this morning. We could see some gusts around 20 to 25 miles per hour, but nothing like what we had yesterday. Otherwise, today we're looking at highs in the brush country, mid-90s here in our central spots, low 90s, and then north and east of town, upper 80s. We'll talk a little bit more about how hot it'll feel this afternoon coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Kellyanne. First Edition begins this hour morning with the latest on a brief scare in a neighborhood near our studios. A suspicious package led to the bomb squad being called out.
That's right. Officers arrived at the U.S. Army Reserve Center on McArdle, west of Everhart, yesterday afternoon. People inside homes nearby were evacuated as a precaution. A perimeter was set up while the team looked into that matter, ultimately deciding the package posed no threat.
There was a package located at the Army Depot. Just because it being like a military installation, all precaution was taken with the package. So we called our CCPD bomb squad out. Bomb squad did their investigation, and they did determine that there was no explosives found in the box.
Officers on the scene say each and every call is taken seriously. They thank the neighborhood for being understanding.
Out in Petronila, investigators are working to determine whose remains were found near the small town's elementary school. This discovery was made yesterday morning off County Road 67 in Belk Lane. Details surrounding the person's death are unclear. The medical examiner has those remains this morning. Stay with us as we follow this case.
The city of Corpus Christi is waiting another month to vote on the future of the Inner Harbor desal plant.
In the meantime, city leaders are still looking to other potential solutions to our water woes. After another heated debate on a council, members did vote to move forward with a proposal that brings other desal projects into the fold.
Yeah, and our Natalia Suna shows us what options they're considering to address our future needs.
With Corpus Christi's water crisis taking center stage, city leaders are juggling multiple water projects to see what sticks. And now, council members are being presented a proposal for a new desalination plant led by Axe H2O.
The best environmental seawater reverse osmosis solution in the United States.
One that caused quite the stir in council chambers.
I apologize in terms of being caught in a crossfire here.
And ended in a 6-2 vote to move forward with city staff looking into the proposal.
I support water projects, but it is our city manager who needs to say, this is a viable one. This one has been vetted to the degree that you all need to consider it.
Mayor Paulette Guajardo has been pushing to approve the Inner Harbor desalination plant, but she says that a new plant is not the answer.
We have a 30 MGD plant. right around the corner, June 2nd, we have a vote to take that to 60% design. We have an MOU currently with CPS Energy in San Antonio for the Barney Davis plant in Flower Bluff. We do not need a third desalination plant.
City Councilman Mark Scott says he's worried that the proposal was not properly vetted by city staff.
Concerned about this continued effort to present shiny objects, which I think deter us from where our focus should be, which are the projects that are fully vetted, fully permitted, and available to vote on.
We have every right to put something on the council. Every one of us do. And all we have to do is ask, and that's what I did.
Councilwoman Carolyn Vaughn says that she's open to look at all potential water options.
I want to hear it, and I think it's important. And if we don't like it, and it doesn't look possible, then you just don't do anything. But you don't let something pass by unless you know what it is.
Meanwhile, several council members criticized City Manager Peter Zanoni, saying that the proposal was not vetted before it was presented to council.
Really, it won't take much staff time because the company's going to have a lot more work to be done before we look at anything else.
Natalia Osuna, 3 News.
As we inch closer to declaring a water emergency, the city of Rockport is exploring ways to control its own supply. The small coastal town currently sources its water from Corpus Christi. However, reliance on that water system is proving to be a financial burden, with rising costs making water difficult to sell. To offset this gap, the city is looking to other sources.
We use 2.5 to 3 million gallons per day, and that is kind of like what we're looking at, either producing that ourselves or within our partners in the area, San Patricio Municipal Water District.
Council members are floating the idea of increasing water rates for customers, which is not sitting well with many. The proposal is expected to be formally brought to council in the next few meetings.
The cost of water in Corpus Christi continues to have a ripple effect.
Yeah, and this problem is being amplified after a recent drop in the city's credit score. That could inflate the cost of building a desal plant or any other project.
All right, and Hopper shows us what the city's financial team is facing as they explore ways to fund future water demand.
As anyone who's had bad credit knows, it can be hard to get that score up once it goes down. But you're not alone, as experts say the city of Corpus Christi is in a similar position.
And they don't do this on a whim, right? They realize there are significant implications. And once you lower a rating, it takes a while for it to come back, right? And the trend here is negative. So these high ratings are gone for the foreseeable future, and actually for a very long time, if not for good.
S&P factoring in water project price tags and projecting that potential curtailment will force some to move away.
That's going to entail large capital expenditures, which would result in more debt. And then you have the potential for water curtailment to impact your revenue base.
On Tuesday, City Council looking at another desal proposal to be paid for by bonds that have to take out at a higher interest rate.
And so as the months progress, if rain recharges some of our reservoirs, and as we bring on projects like Evangeline, our Nueces groundwater project, they'll see a proven track record of us having more supply than demand. As we get through this budget and potentially have rate increases to help pay for the $1 billion in investment, that'll prove to the rating agencies that this city council knows how to balance the budget.
While Councilman Mark Scott believes City Council rejecting the Inner Harbor project is to blame.
I think if we'd have been under construction on Inner Harbor, we would not have had the financial downgrade. I'm convinced of that.
Ryan Hopper, 3 News.
Thank you, Ryan. First Edition continues to keep you prepared for natural disasters. This as we are in the middle of National Hurricane Preparedness Week. We're in the middle of it.
We are, yes. And there's a theme. There's a theme every day, but the theme today is understanding forecast information, which is why the expert joins us this morning.
Absolutely.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, so we want to get you started with getting your information from trusted sources like the National Weather Service, and stay up to date with our 3 News Plus app. We also want to know our alerts. A watch means conditions are possible, while a warning means they're expected or already happening. You shouldn't just focus on the category of the storm. You want to focus on the impacts, because even lower level storms can bring life-threatening flooding, storm surge, and damaging winds. And remember, dangerous impacts can extend far outside the forecast cone, even when you are inland. So impacts are the most important, not the category of the storm. For more information on Hurricane Preparedness Week, go to noaa.gov/hurricane-prep, or you can visit our website, KIIITV.com. Of course, download our app to your smartphone and set up those alerts. Also, just a reminder, you want to mark on your calendar May 30th at 6:30. That is our hurricane special.
It's a date. Right after the newscast, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. 6. Yep, there you go. Just like that.
Tune in, hit record. If people still have DVRs, do that.
Say record, put in the VHS and time it out.
Rewind the tape too if you want to rewatch it.
Wow.
Beta. Does anybody record on beta?
We lost a lot of kids right now.
Yeah, they're like,
I still remember.
That's good. There's hope. Hope is alive.
Yes. Okay, so yes, 26 days until the official start of hurricane season. Just a reminder there. Let's talk about our forecast, though, especially getting you out the door. We're waking up warm and humid, temperatures in the 70s, feeling a lot more like the 80s with mostly cloudy conditions. It's going to stay cloudy throughout much of the day today. So just one thing to note, maybe not needing a lot of sunglasses this afternoon, but we'll still see some peaks of sunshine later on in the day. Okay, so starting off this morning, mostly cloudy. 1 or 2 stray showers this morning is possible. It's not going to be heavy rain, but just a couple of passing showers, nothing to impact that morning commute. Then as we go into the afternoon and early evening, that cloud cover will gradually lift, leading to some sun and clouds. But today we're going to have a little bit more cloud cover throughout the day. So about now through the 11 o'clock hour, a stray shower possible. Otherwise this afternoon, it's just going to be cloudy, humid, and warm. 90 degrees is where we'll top out at this afternoon, which will add another 90-degree day. Yesterday we reached 91, so now we have 9 90-degree days or higher here in Corpus Christi. Today may actually make it the 10th day. This time last year, we only had 5 90-degree days. So the heat is certainly on. It's going to feel very hot this afternoon with feels-like temperatures in the triple digits. But our next cold front is going to arrive tomorrow, so that will take us from the 90s today to the 70s tomorrow, and we'll track a couple of rounds of rainfall. We'll have those details coming up in a few minutes.
Kellyanne, thank you. The Texas Windstorm Insurance Association, TWIA, stopping by for a visit.
We have a live interview, a discussion on this upcoming hurricane season, what they are paying close attention to, and how they are working to meet your needs.
If you've been injured in a serious car crash, you know just how expensive the aftermath can be. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Hello, my name is Denny Bales. For those folks shopping for lab diamonds, we have a great selection at positively the best prices in town. Examples like our 1-carat total weight diamond earrings, $395, 2-carat total weight diamond earrings, $995. We also have 2-carat solitaire, $1,795, and up to 5-carat solitaire at $3,495. Come by and see us at Denny Bales Diamonds, 7002 South Staple Street.
Summer is here and the savings are heating up at Sutherland's.
Add shade and beauty to your yard for less.
Take 75% off all in-stock trees and shrubs. Tackle outdoor cleanup with Karcher 1900 PSI pressure washer, only $149. Stay cool all summer with a 5,000 BTU window air conditioner for $129, or upgrade to a 12,000 BTU for only $299. Find everything you need for summer.
All in one place. This week only at Sutherland's.
So I just started here, but my boss says when the at Davis Law Firm get involved in an injury claim, the numbers can go way up.
Yeah, I'm the one going way up. Up there to install a new billboard every time they win another case. You seen all those on billboards, right? You know how tall those are? Ah, well, looky here. It's my boss texting. Another verdict, another ladder. I gotta go.
If you've been hurt, insurance companies are bound to make cheap offers. We'll make them pay what's fair. Want more? Call the Force.
Ladies, get ready to be celebrated at Coshada Casino Resort this Mother's Day. Every half hour starting at 2 p.m. 2 lucky ladies will pick a rose to win up to $5,000 in cash. Then at 6, one incredibly lucky lady will be handed the keys to a stunning new Buick Enclave and $5,000. Don't miss the Mother's Day Buick and Cash giveaway this Sunday at Coshada, Louisiana's best bet.
Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
We've been telling your stories since 1964.
Highlighting our heritage, showcasing what makes South Texas so special.
Join the tradition. Watch Domingo Live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's the latest retail tag team.
Bed Bath & Beyond is making its big comeback.
Bed Bath & Beyond getting a new lease on life after the home goods destination filed for bankruptcy back in 2023. It will now share a roof with another brand.
We're just coming here, and what did you notice? Bed Bath & Beyond coupon.
The Container Store recently announced it will begin to integrate Bed Bath & Beyond products at 98 locations across the U.S. In April, Bed Bath & Beyond agreed to purchase the household storage and organizational chain. And this morning, the company's president is speaking to GMA.
I think they're better together. They really do complete each other when you think about everything for your home. And so we're excited about the collaboration of the two.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on Bed Bath & Beyond, plus the other big brands coming back to stores. With your GMA First Look, I'm Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Airwick's Essential Mist Diffuser is conveniently cordless and portable for the type of person who's always inviting friends to. With adjustable fragrance levels and a wide range of scents, Airwick Essential Mist creates an inviting ambiance every time you host, so you're always ready for anyone to. Now available in marble design. Airwick. Always fragrant, always inviting.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin D punches back harder. Get fast, powerful relief of your worst symptoms, like nasal congestion. Claritin clears.
Oh, what is that musty smell?
Oh, damp.
Damn. Oh, damn.
Hey, language.
Damprid traps excess moisture to eliminate musty smells. Get rid of the damp with Damprid.
All right, good morning. Welcome back. The time is 6:16 on your Wednesday morning. Hurricane season is quickly approaching, so now is the time to start preparing. That's why local emergency managers and leaders across the region will be meeting at the Coastal Bend Hurricane Conference, which kicks off today. Joining us this morning is David Lawson, Business Continuity Manager with Texas Windstorm Insurance Association. Good morning, David.
Morning, and thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for joining us so early this morning. I know you're going to be at the conference later on today, but we wanted to bring you on here to talk a little bit about the upcoming hurricane season, because I know there's a lot of new people in town and also people who haven't been through a hurricane in the Coastal Bend for quite some time. So what should homeowners be thinking right now when we talk about hurricane season approaching?
So as we get closer to that June 1st kind of point, I think the best thing for not just our policyholders, but homeowners in general in the Coastal Bend, sit down with your agent. Now's the time to find 30 minutes in your day and talk through how you can set your policy up to fit you and your family's needs. And I think the first thing to really do is to have an understanding of what your deductible is. So Texas Windstorm is a little bit different, and it works differently than, let's say, your health insurance deductible or your auto deductible. So instead of kind of pulling down bit by bit, it happens as basically a percentage of the total amount of insurance that you carry. So let's say you have $1,000 or $100,000 worth of insurance, you have a 2% deductible. Your deductible is going to be $2,000. And the way that that's accounted for, so let's say you have a claim, we put together an estimate, we're going to take $2,000 out of that estimate to account for that. And so that is going to basically be your part of that claim, and anything beyond that $2,000 is what you're going to get paid out. So there's kind of two ways that the deductible interacts with your policy. For me, one of the big things that I'm focused on for this year for my personal family is I need to free up some capital. So what I've done is I've increased my deductible, and what that done is kind of lowered the premium that I'm paying every year. But I also have the understanding on the back end of this, when it's time for claim, I'm gonna have to come up with a little bit more money. So I'm having to put together a plan for me and my family to ensure that if I have a hailstorm come through, heck, I had a tornado about, I think last week come a half mile from my house. So it is really important that you are setting the expectation for you and your family to really set yourself up for success. And outside of that, you know, we're a bare bones policy. As the provider, the last resort for a lot of homeowners here, we have to have a bare bones policy. We're not trying to compete in the market, but we do have some additions to your policy that you can ensure is there to help with things like additional living cost after a hurricane. So let's say that your home is not tenable anymore. You got a tree through the roof, something like that. There's an endorsement, something that you can add to your policy that'll help you with the amount of money that you're going to have to take on for the hotels, the additional food costs. So there's ways that you can manipulate and work with your policy to set up your claim the way that it's best for you and your family. If it's best for you to have that lower deductible so that when it does come claim time, hey, I don't have to come out with that much out of pocket. And so having the expectation and just knowing that this is there is probably that first step in preparing you and your family for a successful recovery. And it's a reminder that, this is just a small piece of the recovery. Usually our policyholders down here, let's say you live in Port Aransas or over in Portland or Ingleside by the Bay, if you are one of our people, you likely have 3 policies. You have a flood insurance policy, you have your homeowners and policy for fire, theft, things like that, and then you have your wind and hail policy. All of those have different deductibles, premiums, and so this is a big strain on the communities here. And so, ensuring that every year you're shopping around, you're checking to see, hey, are there other private options that I have? You don't hear a company say this a lot, but we have a healthier market when there are more people writing insurance on the Texas coast, and that risk is spread out. So I really encourage folks, again, sit down with your agent once a year, talk through, are there companies that are writing in my area? If I live on the north side of Corpus, maybe towards Robstown, is there somebody that can provide me with that wind and hail so I can bundle that all in one spot?
David, thank you so much. We just only have a few more seconds. So if people want to find out more information, where can they go? So definitely ask to go to twia.org. And I think the big thing for folks to know is that is going to be the fastest way to file your claim is through our policyholder portal. You sign up, you can pay for your policy, you can deal with your renewals, and then you can file your claim. And that's going to go directly to our folks. You can send us pictures, you can send us your estimate, and that's going to, again, set you up for success so that we can get that money out to you, and we can get tarps off roofs, we can get the boards off the windows, and we can get people back in their home working and getting this community back up and running. David, thank you so much. There will be more of this on 3 News Plus, but for now, thank you so much for coming in, and be sure to check out that website. Okay, let's talk about the weather too, because we obviously need to know our forecast for the next couple of days, because we have a cold front that's going to move through. That will drop our high temperatures from 90 degrees today to 76 degrees tomorrow. That cold front will also help things really begin to increase our rainfall. So it's going to help the lift increasing our rainfall. It's going to stall out to the north tonight, but then late tonight, early tomorrow morning, with some showers popping up around Laredo, continuing to move off towards the east. We'll start to dry out tomorrow afternoon, but then we'll get another round of rainfall moving in on Friday. So we have a couple of rounds of rain in the next couple of days, looking at anywhere from about a ½ inch of rainfall to about an inch of precipitation. So 90 degrees today, dropping down to the 70s tomorrow, much cooler, slightly low humidity with a few showers, and then our rain chances increase on Friday up to a 30% coverage with high temperatures back into the 80s. But tomorrow, enjoy the 70s. Our winds will pick up out of the north-northeast at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Feels like temperatures today, though, 90s. Triple digits. So we still have the heat and humidity, and because of that, there is a heat advisory for interior Kennedy County from 1 o'clock in the afternoon going until 7 o'clock this evening. For the day's forecast, besides the heat, we'll have mostly cloudy conditions, a stray shower or two, but otherwise we are just dry. And again, those rain chances then increase as we go towards Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So starting off tomorrow morning, we'll have to watch our western locations for a few showers and thunderstorms. That continues to drift off towards the east, and as it does so, we'll start to get some of that thunderstorm activity beginning to clear out. Tomorrow, late morning, afternoon, mostly cloudy, 1 or 2 more passing showers. Another round of rain tries to push in early Friday morning, but I do think that 30% coverage of rain will be Friday night as we get those showers and thunderstorms again developing in Laredo around dinner time and just after, pushing into our western, central, and eventually eastern locations. So what you need to know, we're not talking any afternoon activity that's going to really be impacting your outdoor plans. Just a couple of passing showers tomorrow. Cooler conditions, more rain for Friday, Saturday. Then Mother's Day is drier but hot with highs in the 90s. We'll be right back.
The Coastal Parks Beach Cam is sponsored by Volkswagen and Corpus Christi. Peace and love, my friends.
Dr. Mehta knows pain.
Oftentimes, I see patients with pain in their knees, their hips, their back, and it's actually coming from their feet.
Her suggestion?
It's as easy as going into a Good Feet store.
Come in for your free arch support fitting.
Right on cue. Macy's gift line. The amateur critic. I know her well. Well, let's make sure her look is as hot as her takes.
The down-to-earth mama who keeps you grounded.
Nothing says on trend like a lab-grown diamond. Go for gold. Macy's gift line. Respect.
And smell the bergamot.
Supervise in style.
Ciao, Bella.
I knew we'd strike gold. No way. Come on. No matter the mom, we've got you covered. Mother's Day starts at Macy's.
When termites, ants, or roaches show up at your house, make sure you call the guys at Pest Patrol. If you Google pest control, goodness knows who will pop up. So be sure to type in Pest Patrol. You know, Kent Nielsen, the local pros. Yeah, those guys. For about $1 a day, you'll be all like, Buenos noches, cockroaches.
Hi, I'm Kent Nielsen. Remember, for the best in pest control, you gotta call Pest Patrol. Then you can say, Buenos noches, cockroaches.
Orpheus was a poor boy, but he had a gift to give. And Eurydice was a young girl, but she'd seen how the world was. She fell, in spite of herself, in love. Just how far would you go for her?
June 2nd at the Selena Auditorium. Tickets at HilliardCenter.com/Broadway.
You ready, Mowgli?
Matthews CCAC is here to keep watch over the Bay and Corpus Christi with AC service and featuring plumbing as well as electrical. When your home needs rescue, we will be there. So there is one number to call for all your AC, plumbing, and electrical needs. Matthews CCAC. Keeping watch over the Bay.
When you hear about a major result, you see the headline. We see the responsibility that comes with it. Thomas J. Henry. When we win, you win.
Good morning. Welcome back to the News First Edition. It is 6:26. We have a big weekend coming up for surfers here in the Coastal Bend. The Lone Star Series is returning to Bob Hall Pier for the first time since it reopened.
That's right, and it's not just about competition. It's about the next generation of surfers. Our Alexis Green joins us live once again with the event set to begin. Alexis, good morning.
Good morning, John Thomas. Good morning, Barbie. Joining me is Texas Surf Camp creator Morgan Faulkner. Now, he has been doing this for 23 seasons. We're really excited about the big competition this weekend. Talk about the Lone Star Series.
Yeah, we're super excited to bring the first surf competition back to the new Bob Hall Pier. And Lone Star Surf Series is a contest series we've been doing for the past 3 years, and just trying to make a more definite scheduled surfing contest series for kids, and that way they can plan on it and put it in their schedules.
Yeah, and that's what this is all about. That's what Texas Surf Camps is to build confidence and skill out in the water. Why is that so important to you, and why did you create this?
Well, we are blessed to be by the Gulf of Mexico here in Corpus and in Port A and just the whole coastal bend here. And I think it's super important for kids to have that connection with the ocean through like surfing, fishing, just getting outside and enjoying nature. And so that's what surfing is really good at providing.
Me and Morgan were talking. We're both from the Coastal Bend, and growing up, you either had to have a parent or a family member kind of get you into the sport, and now you're hoping that you can kind of broaden that access and let it be open to any kid here in the Coastal Bend who wants to try their, hand at surfing.
Right. Surfing's for everyone, for sure. Like, everyone can get out there and enjoy it, and you shouldn't have to have a parent that surfed before in order to gain access to the sport. So, and it's way more than a sport, it's a lifestyle. It becomes a part of your everyday life, checking the waves and when are you surfing next. So
that's really exciting. Well, we're going to hear more. We've got a judge from the Lone Star Series going to join us, and a surfing kid. Yes. I can't wait to hear about it. Plus more information about if you're watching this and it's sparking your interest. We'll have some more information how you can get involved here at Texas Surf Camps. Back to y'all in studio.
Alexis, I'm still going to try to get you out in the water there, young lady.
I don't know. The water looks a little choppy right now.
No, but those sharks out there.
No sharks.
Come on, no sharks. Right.
One step closer to demolishing the old historic Nueces County Courthouse.
Yeah, the next move by crews to clear the downtown structure when we could see history come crumbling down.
While our nation's best are giving their blood, sweat, and tears on the pitch, we'll be sweating right along with them. Michelob Ultra. Superior is brewed here.
Hello, I'm Payne Neeson. You've probably heard that at Neeson Automotive in Kingsville, we greatly value our reputation of honesty and integrity. We have spent the last 45 years working to earn your business with an approach that is simple. We offer quality-made products, we have quality people, and we have great selections at the very best prices. Visit us at one of our 3 locations in Kingsville because honestly, you can't find a better deal than here. One name, 8 brands, only at Neeson Automotive in Kingsville.
For more than 3 decades, Texans have trusted Thomas J. Henry when it mattered most. That trust created more than legal victories. It created real impact. More than $200 million of economic impact went into our communities. It fueled local businesses. It strengthened families. When we're able to do more, we give more, supporting food banks, schools, and organizations. This is shared success. Thomas J. Henry. When we win, you win.
Look at these unrepentant eyes. 2 predators charged with sex crimes against children. They face life in prison, but Ken Paxton cut deals for them both. No prison time, no sex offender registry. Look at these unrepentant eyes. While predators hunted children, Paxton hunted for burner phones to hide his affairs. Texas law enforcement knows Ken Paxton. That's why Texas law enforcement has endorsed John Cornyn.
I'm John Cornyn, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
It looked like you needed to install a new unit.
That's right, and I'm proud of my 1-hour team.
What does it take to win at this level?
You got to give it 110%. There's things that this team does that just don't show up on the invoice, Trent.
That's all, guys.
Thank you.
This war you started, it needs to end.
You like having her around.
So what are you going to do?
Comunidad, cultura, tradición. It's what makes up this place we call home.
Celebrando todo lo que ofrece el sur de Texas.
Watch Domingo Live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m.
And rewatch it on 3 News Plus.
Asbestos removal time. The next step in clearing out the old historic downtown courthouse when crews expect to have it leveled.
Plus a cat-napping caper. The hunt underway for the person who took a kitten in dire need of medical care at the Humane Society. We have the surveillance video.
And tons of kudos to go around this morning, from businesses raising thousands for kids receiving medical care to Coastal Bend teachers shining in the classroom. How our future leaders are benefiting from your generosity.
That's teacher Principal Christina Barrera. She is a King High School alumni, where King is king.
Of course, of
Congratulations,
course.
Christina.
I love it. There's lots of kudos to go around. A lot of good going on in the Coastal Bend. We're always happy to celebrate that. I don't know if I'm celebrating total heat this early.
The heat is on.
It's on the street.
Truly, yeah. Did we get put in an oven or something? Like, it's like very warm out. It's already warm this morning, feeling a lot more like the low 80s. This morning around 9, 10 o'clock, it'll feel a lot more like 87 to 90 degrees. And then looking ahead to the afternoon, even though we reach 90 degrees at 3 o'clock, it'll feel a lot more like 105. Already this morning, it feels like 81 in Rockport, 80 degrees in Port A. And as Corpus Christi, feeling like 81 degrees and feels like 81 in Falfurrias. Now, today we're going to have mostly cloudy conditions. We'll watch the radar this morning for maybe a shower or two, but I think for the most part we should stay on the drier side. Just a small, tiny chance of rainfall right around 10%. Then this afternoon we'll start to dry out. It stays hot and humid, so our feels like temperatures across the board in the triple digits. Mostly cloudy conditions. Late afternoon, early evening is when we'll start to see a little bit more sunshine, but we're still going to have mostly cloudy conditions throughout much of the day today. So keep that in mind if you're going to be heading out to our local beaches today. You still want the sunscreen because you can get burned in cloudy conditions, especially if you're going to be out there all day long. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll talk about a cold front that's going to move across the area and our rain chances increasing.
Thank you, Kellyanne. We appreciate it. Nueces County leaders say they are one step closer to demolishing the historic 1914 courthouse.
Before demo, the removal of asbestos, and our Josh Maxwell shows us the challenges to remove that health hazard and why crews are hopeful the old dilapidated structure could come down later this year.
A core piece of Corpus Christi's history is taking a major step toward demolition. In Tuesday's TERS meeting, the board approved to take $2 million in TERS funding to tear down the old courthouse. Corpus Christi at-large Councilman Roland Barrera says using TERS funding for a project of this nature is rare.
Funds are supposed to be for economic development. And so typically you would want to have some type of pro forma, whereas as a result of this investment, there's going to be some type of return.
Nueces County Precinct 1 Commissioner Mike Pusley says while there's not a set date,
I'm hoping the courthouse will be on the ground before the end of this year.
But before anything can be done on the inside, Pusley says working conditions have to be optimal and safe.
You want to make sure that the people who have to work there during the demolition process are not exposed to any hazardous chemicals or asbestos fibers floating in the air.
Pusley says this steady momentum is all thanks to the allocated TERS funding, which will back a huge portion of the project.
They will make 2 payments to the county of $1 million each. One of the payments will be done before the end of the 2026 fiscal year.
While the funding was granted, Barrera points out it did take a long time to get to this point.
Well, the number one is because it's been so expensive. And then I think there's also the uncertainty of when the bridge was going to come down. County didn't have the money, and so now apparently during our church meeting, there was an indication they had a benefactor, that somebody that was going to assist in funding the demolition.
Josh Maxwell, 3 News.
Thank you, Josh. The asbestos removal process will come up again when Commissioners Court meets on the 13th.
The Gulf Coast Humane Society is asking for your help locating a kitten stolen from their shelter and the person responsible. And get this, it was all caught on camera. Take a look at your screen right now. You're about to see that person. First, though, Houdini, 5-week-old kitten with light orange fur. She weighs less than a pound and is in need of constant medical attention. The shelter took to social media with this surveillance video right there. It shows what they believe is a woman snatching up Houdini. You can call 361-225-0845 if you recognize the woman or have seen that kitten. Shelter staff say they just want Houdini returned safely and in their care.
A reminder this morning for our South Texas military community. Burn Pitch 360 is providing free haircuts and lunch to veterans and active military today. Head on over to the Warrior Support Center in Robstown off 4th Street today from 10 to 1 to take advantage. And you do not have to sign up. Just bring your ID or other proof of service. And also volunteers are always welcome to help with cuts, serving food, or just thanking our heroes for all they do.
Also helping veterans this week, the Texas Veterans Commission has started a program for those in need of assistance with housing and utility costs. Operation Link covers those living in Nueces, Clayburgh, and San Patricio counties. Grab a pen, write down the number right there on your screen. It's 361-854-9199. That's how you can apply for the program. But again, we have it on our website, KIITV.com.
Sames Ford is all smiles this morning after raising a truck ton of money with their test drive for Smiles fundraiser. This annual tradition benefits patients at Driscoll Children's Hospital, and this year's impact is huge. They were able to raise $20,000, and that money rolled in after the dealership donated $10 for every test drive at the business. They also raised money through volunteer activities to maximize the impact.
It's a huge deal for us to be able to help out and to serve these, underprivileged counties that don't have the hospitals that, that Corpus is lucky to have. So we're just proud to be partnered with them, and we look to stay partnered with them for the next, 5, 6, 10, 15, 20 years.
The fundraiser took place during April, and yes, they plan to bring it back next year if you missed out.
First Edition wants to send out a big-time congratulations to Dr. Christina Barrera, the 2026 National Distinguished Principal for South Texas, or for all of Texas, that is. Dr. Barrera is the principal over at Menger Elementary. The school surprised her yesterday morning with that honor, along with some of her students. You see the smiles right there. Colleagues say she's an exceptional leader who truly connects with the students, inspiring and challenging them to grow every day.
And First Edition has another awesome educator to feature this morning. This is a Teacher Appreciation Week after all. Say hello to Jennifer Lancaster over at Gregory Portland ISD. She's the winner of the Corpus Christi Hooks All-Star Educator Grant, a $1,500 prize. Mrs. Lancaster teaches 3rd grade and was celebrated for building strong relationships with her students and their families, while also making her classroom a welcoming, warm environment. From all of us here at First Edition, way to go, Mrs. Lancaster.
Yeehaw! Let's get our mutton busting on, Barbie. Let's do it. Yeah, let's talk rodeo. Buck Days, video behind us. It always gets us fired up in a big way.
That's right, Mutton Bustin'. It's your favorite, you know it. And our Michael Espio was out there.
I love how they jump.
And sent this into us. Tons of family fun and memories, as you can see.
Look at the sheep. Every time they dump a kid, it's like thunk.
Yeah, the kids are well padded.
They are.
They have the helmet, they have it all, yes.
Like a bulletproof vest on under there.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and how about the Buck Days build? It's something we've been featuring here on First Edition. If you want to do some good, head on out to help Habitat for Humanity. The home's headed to a mother and her kids once completed. We've been documenting the progress here of that build, and volunteers needed. You can swing a hammer, donate yourself, for your time that is, and provide fun memories for the little ones over at the Kids Build Zone. So just show up to the festival fairgrounds, look for Habitat, and say, hey, I'm here to help, peeps. Put me to work.
And of course, we have the best of Buck. So today, from 9 a.m. till 1:30 p.m., the Ag and Industry Awareness Days, and then you can head on over to the shops and shop till you drop at the Treasure Island. 4 to 11.
No, I don't want to do that. I've already been shopping for my wife. Her birthday's tomorrow, so I gotta.
You need to take her.
Oh, thanks, Barbie.
Okay,
are you going to give me the money to do that?
Christy, I got you.
Hey, don't forget, it's all for scholarships, and tonight's scholarships at 7. That's right.
All right, speaking of kids and scholarships, hey, let's color the weather with Kellyanne. Kellyanne, what do you have today?
Okay, so we have a beautiful rainbow drawing with blue sky, lots of sunshine, and green grass. This is Abigail. She drew this beautiful picture. Thank you so much for sending this in. Probably no rainbows today because we're going to have mostly cloudy conditions, but we do want to talk about your Buck Days forecast because we're expected to have mostly cloudy and very hot conditions. By 3 o'clock, we'll reach 90 degrees, but it's all about the feels like temperature, feeling a lot more like 105. I think by late afternoon, early evening, we'll get some breaks in the clouds, but today expect a little bit more cloud cover and still plenty of heat. Again, 90 degrees will feel like 105 this afternoon. Most of us today will feel like the upper 90s, 2 triple digits, and maybe 1 or 2 passing showers possible. But for right now, things are mostly cloudy, relatively dry. I do want to take you to the San Angelo area where they are dealing with some severe storms, especially this one that's working through Sonora right now. This started off as a supercell and then it eventually split. And usually when we have splitting supercells, the right moving supercell continues its strength. The left mover gradually begins to dry out. So we don't often see splitting supercells here in the coastal bend, but this usually happens in West Texas. Just kind of a cool little tidbit for you early this morning in the weather department. Okay, so that front will eventually push down into the coastal bend. It's going to stall late this evening up to our north, so no rainfall there. But late tonight, early tomorrow morning around Laredo and parts of Mexico, that will develop some showers and thunderstorms pushing into our eastern locations in our front, giving us cooler air. We'll have more details on that cold front coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Kellyanne.
Okay, Texas surf camps, only in the coastal bend.
You know, we are live with organizers of the Weekend Fun. Discover how local kids are learning to ride the waves ahead of this weekend's Lone Star Series.
The 3 News Tower Cam is sponsored by Nissan Chevrolet GMC.
Texans trust Thomas J. Henry. Together, we've put over $200 million back into our communities. Thomas J. Henry. When we win, you win.
Stop dreaming and start fishing. Memorial Weekend to Labor Day. Fish all summer with the CCA Star Tournament. Reel in one of over $2 million in prizes and scholarships. Catch a tagged redfish to win a Ford F-150 truck and boat package. 10 adult divisions in all. Put yourself in the picture. Real people win real prizes. Sign up now. StarTournament.org.
Ron was an active guy.
I'm an outdoorsman.
Until plantar fasciitis pain hit.
My wife said, I'm going to take you to the Good Feet store.
Now?
I can do my happy dance. That's what Good Feet dance.
Come in for your free fitting.
We were gonna have a pool party. As I was going in through the home and gardening section, they had watered the plants, hadn't set out any caution cones, just walking and there I went. I had a torn ACL and I had L1, 2, 3, and 4 were herniated. I got on the phone, called Herman & Herman, and they got right on top of everything. It worked out great. When I did get with the team and they told me the amount, I was like, okay, I mean, that's good. We can work with that. Trust me on this. These guys know what they're doing, professionals all the way across the boards.
From the warmth of a morning cup of coffee to the joy of a playful bath time and the energy of a game well played, every drop of water holds the moments we cherish most. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality has ranked Corpus Christi water as a superior rated water system. Corpus Christi water. Safe, reliable, trusted.
Thomas J. Henry. When we win, you win.
Everything you love about KIII's First Edition is right here on 3 News Plus. Breaking news, local weather, and your favorite news team whenever you want. Get the 3 News Plus app today, live, local, and always on.
The 7-day weather forecast is sponsored by Cantwell Mattress.
Happy Wednesday morning to everybody at home. Good interview so far this morning. Tuia was in the house surfing this morning.
Yeah,
and,
it's a good day.
Yeah, right?
There's a lot of things going on. We're busy.
Teachers getting kudos.
I know.
It's a good show day.
Yeah, it is a good show day.
There's just a lot of information.
We saw some
Keep the momentum.
Okay, I have to. Can we just go back to
Yeah.
that for a second?
Can we cue that up?
Can we see that again?
What hit you?
Just like jumping in midair. It reminds me of Tim has done that before. My cat has done that before when he was playing with me.
Right?
Just at the little.
They just bounce.
It's just so
Have
funny.
they ever done mutton busting with an animal?
AI
It's
has.
just AI, of course.
You know,
Well,
when
of
you see
course
it on
they
the
have.
internet.
Because it's sheep, right? They're on sheep.
Yeah, they're on yes.
What else could they be on? A mini horse?
Oh.
Remember, that's what I want for my 50th. Okay, we got a couple years to make that happen, people. That's all I want.
You need to talk to your wife about
I
that.
keep telling her, but she shrugs me off. And I'm like, no, I'm serious.
We're doing the
Can't
same
ruin
thing.
the
We're going to
surprise.
shrug you off as well.
But she's like, what do you want with a mini horse?
We're all shrugging you off.
just want 'em.
With that.
Well, now we're definitely shrugging you off because we're just going straight to the weather. We're done, JCK. We're now.
Come on, man.
All right, let's talk about the next couple of days because we have some changes on the way. 90 degrees today, just a few isolated showers. A front arrives tonight into tomorrow, dropping our high temperatures into the 70s, about a 20% coverage of rainfall, and then our rain chances actually start to increase on Friday up to a 30% coverage as some thunderstorms try to roll in from the west. Now, rain accumulation forecasts are up slightly from yesterday. Yesterday, we were talking more about a 1/4 inch of precipitation. Now looking more like maybe even a 1/2 inch in some spots with some locally higher amounts, especially underneath some of those heavier downpours. So our front's going to stall up to the north tonight. It's not going to make its way in during the afternoon or evening, but then overnight tonight, the front pushes in. We'll get some showers and thunderstorms developing around Laredo. Some of those may try to work into our western locations very early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly cloudy. Another round of rainfall tries to stretch in early Friday morning. Friday afternoon, when we talk about a 30% coverage of rainfall, it's not really in the afternoon. It's more in the evening hours as another batch of thunderstorms from the west makes it into our western counties and then eventually pushes into our central and eastern spots. Now, with that front, our temperatures are going to go from 90 degrees today to 77, and then after that, we're back into the 80s very quickly for Friday as well as Saturday. So if you enjoy temperatures in the 70s, enjoy tomorrow's forecast. For now, this afternoon, we're going to have mostly cloudy conditions, a few isolated showers possible, but for now, we're looking at very dry conditions. I think the bigger story today is going to be the heat. Feels like temperatures in the triple digits. And then for interior Kennedy County from 1 o'clock in the afternoon until 7 o'clock this evening, we will be under a heat advisory for feels like temperatures even exceeding 105. So very, very hot day ahead. And then tomorrow, finally, some relief from the heat. Temperatures into the 70s. Winds pick up out of the north-northeast at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Again, tomorrow morning, we'll track some rainfall. And then by tomorrow afternoon, mostly cloudy, a couple of passing showers possible. Another round of rain moves in Thursday evening, early Friday morning. Friday afternoon, mostly cloudy and then eventually some sunshine, popping up a few showers. But then Friday evening, here comes those showers and thunderstorms from the west working into our western and central spots. Again, that's when we'll see about the 30% coverage of rainfall. How does this impact Mother's Day weekend? Well, Saturday, we're still going to be dealing with a few isolated showers, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms. Temperatures returning to about 87 degrees. Mother's Day on Sunday, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy conditions, highs in the 90s.
Thank you, Kellyanne. From catching waves to building confidence, surf camps are helping kids across the coastal bend grow in and out of the water.
And this weekend, they'll take center stage at a major competition at our very own Bob Hall Pier. Our Alexis Green is live from there now with the Texas Surf Camps. Alexis, good morning.
Good morning, Barbie. Good morning, John Thomas, and good morning to the Coastal Bend. It is a gorgeous morning out here at Bob Hall. You've got a nice office, and you've got an even better classroom. Joining me is one of the surfers from Texas Surf Camps, Kieran Cobb. How are you doing this morning, Kieran?
Good.
Good? How old are you?
10.
10 years old. How long have you been surfing, and how long have you been with Texas Surf Camps?
So I've been surfing since I was 10, and I've joined Texas Surf Camps when I was around like 8. And did lessons with Morgan when I was like 7.
Your dad surfs too, right?
Yeah.
So you were telling me Dad and you go way back, and so once again, this is that generational surfing.
Yeah, me and Ryan used to surf competitions together whenever we were really young, maybe his age or younger, all the way up until now.
That's amazing. What does it mean to you to get to be a part of surf camps? Have you learned a lot, or were you ever scared when you started?
No. I mean, I started at such a young age, I don't really remember anything.
You just jumped in, you just dived right in.
I started surfing before I could really stand up. I was like 3 years old, so.
Wow, and then you were surfing on the boards. Tell me about this weekend's competition. How's your mind? How are you gonna get ready for it? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, dude, it's so sick just getting to surf Bob Hall again. It's been a while since there's been a contest there, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think we all are excited, hence why we're here this morning. Morgan, one more time, tell them about how they can get involved, whether that's signing up their kids for Texas Surf Camps or coming out to the Lone Star Series.
Yeah, so if you're just getting started, you can always come out to our contest on Saturday, check it out. It's a good opportunity to actually get into surfing competition, and it's also good for the experienced kids. You know, we have great judges, we got a great program, and we're just really looking forward to getting as many kids out there as possible.
The more the merrier. We'll talk more about that. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to be here on First Edition 3 News Plus, but for now, I'm going to send it back to y'all in studio.
Alexis, what a great kid.
I know. He's a cool kid.
like-
Hang 10. He's 10.
I was going to say, like an old soul in that little body right there, but he's rocking it out.
Absolutely.
So he's definitely excited.
He's like, dude.
Dude, come on.
The next thing he's like, a bet. That's a new thing that they're saying now. Bet. I don't know. I've got to
Tell me about that.
I don't know. I have to ask my daughter what that means.
Desal limbo, it continues. Surprise, surprise. A drop in our current credit rating for the city and a clear timeline, a demo on the old Nueces County Courthouse.
All that and more in your 3 News to go.
You know, the technology that we have at our fingertips today, it is truly amazing. Think of all the photos that you take on your phone. What happens if that phone becomes lost, stolen, or damaged? Well, here is your answer. This is called the Click-Free Pro. It allows you to back up your photographs and your video so that you always have them available to you. It also allows you to put your photos that are already on your phone, up to 32,000 of them, or up to 14 hours of 4K high definition video onto this little storage device, which now frees up more space on your phone so that you can do other things. You know, play those games, take more photos, etc. It is an amazingly simple device. There's no cables, no cords. You can connect it to an Android phone or to your iPhone. And because the device is yours, you have no cloud-based storage that you pay a monthly subscription for. You pay for it once and you're done. Think of all the photos that you're going to be taking this summer, the videos that you're going to enjoy. The retail value is $199.99. Our deal price is $99.99. It even comes in a little storage case that's 50% off. Scan the QR code or just check us out on shoptvdeals.com.
I'm Kevin Kaplan. At Prosperity Bank, we bring more to banking.
Our bankers find solutions tailored for you, like commercial lines of credit designed to keep your business thriving. More than banking, this is prosperity.
When the stakes are high, results matter. At Thomas J. Henry Injury Attorneys, results are earned through preparation, focus, and drive. Behind every result is a client who needed certainty, stability, and someone ready to fight. That's why we're built to deliver hundreds of attorneys, deep resources, ready for any case at any time. This isn't about one win. It's about showing up when it matters most. When results matter, there's only one option. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
When you hear the dinner bell in South Texas, Moody's Quality Meats have been a staple around the dinner table. Fire pit and backyard barbecue for over 50 years. And we're pretty proud of that. Terry and his boys, TW and Charlie, promise quality service with an old-fashioned feel. From the famous Moody's burgers, poppers, and armadillo eggs, to prepared foods like enchiladas, King Ranch chicken, and Spanish rice. You're always going to get the Moody's quality you're after. Moody's Quality Meats, a cut above.
Introducing the new 2026 Volkswagen Tiguan. A bold exterior, luxury meets sporty design, an elegant, pleasure-filled drive with the comfort, control, and confidence you've been waiting for. Spacious, versatile, and ready for real life, it's the ride you always wanted. Your new 2026 Tiguan S for only $279 a month for 36 months is waiting for you. Come join the family at Volkswagen of Corpus Christi. Peace and love, my friends.
I was on my way to school. It's a lady, I guess, she ran the stop sign or something. T-boned right at the door in the wheel. First time I've ever been in an accident. A couple hours later, definitely hurting. The first thing I thought was to call Herman & Herman. They compensated me, taking care of my medical bills. I did get more money than I expected. They just took care of everything. I was very surprised with how simple it was. It was fast and easy. I would recommend anybody to call Herman & Herman. They are great people.
Herman & Herman, always putting you first.
I'm David Zalman. At Prosperity Bank, we bring more to banking. We bring a stable foundation, tailored business banking options, and real passion for our customers' banking needs. More than banking, this is prosperity.
Welcome back to 3 News First Edition. It is 6:55. Before we head out the door today, here's a look at our 3 News to go. Corpus Christi City Council remains divided on a new proposed desalination project that would be led by H2O, and they claim that they would be able to produce 150 million gallons of water once construction starts. But some council members are not convinced. They voted to learn more about this project. Meanwhile, the city will have a long-awaited vote on the Inner Harbor desal plant coming up in June. A recent drop in the city's credit score could inflate the cost of building a desal plant or any other project. The latter dropping the city's rating 2 notches from AA- to an A. Financial experts say the impacts of the rating change are bad and are likely to get worse. Another downgrade could come depending on the outcome of the water situation. The old Nueces County Courthouse is now a step closer to being torn down. The board recently approved a resolution amending the TERS 3 financing plan to create a program for demolishing the 1914 courthouse. The deal takes $2 million in TERS funding to give to the county to pay for the work. It's still undecided what will happen to the land once the courthouse is completely torn down. More First Edition is around the corner on 3 News Plus. Download the free app to your smart TV. You don't want to miss what's planned next live over the next 2 hours.
Some people chase victory. Others build it. Hour by hour, punch by punch. Not for the spotlight, but for the standard. That's the difference between talent and legacy. Between showing up and showing out. Thomas J. Henry, built to fight.
President Trump and Mays Middleton stand up against perverts and predators. But Rhino Chip Roy sides with them. Roy stood with Gavin Newsom and the trans lobby to push child transgender surgeries. Then told MAGA, "You can kiss my ass." That's why Trump doesn't trust Rhino Chip Roy. MAGA Mays Middleton banned men from girls' sports and kicked trans perverts out of women's restrooms. That's why Trump called Mays a MAGA champion with a conservative record that's second to none. MAGA Mays Middleton for Texas Attorney General.
At Rooms
to Go, our furniture is made to be together. We invented the room package so that buying beautifully designed furniture for every room in your home is fun, fast, and easy. At Rooms to Go, when you buy a piece, you save a little, but when you buy the room, you save a lot. So come in today. Great room packages made easy. That's the magic of Rooms to Go.
We begin with breaking news into our studio, where you can see crews working behind me.
This is Developing News. Please stay for the news online and on air.
Stream extended coverage on 3 News Plus.
TV's #1 entertainment talk show has 15 Emmys.
It's actually 16.
Respectfully.
Count on Live to make your morning shine.
Weekdays at 9 on KIII. Closed captioning of 3 News is brought to you by KIII TV and sponsored by Herman & Herman, always putting you first.
All right, taking a look at your 7-day forecast. Hot and humid today. Feels like temperatures in the triple digits. A few isolated showers. Cold front arrives tomorrow, dropping highs into the 70s, bringing us some showers. It's also going to be breezy. And then on Friday, we'll have another round of rainfall developing. I do think that'll be more so late afternoon, mostly in the evening hours at 30% coverage with a couple of thunderstorms. And then Mother's Day weekend starts off with a few showers and then hot for Mother's Day with partly cloudy conditions.
I wasn't planning on going outside anyways. After the bingo, I just want to be in my PJs and go to sleep.
Yep, yeah, I get that. But, you know, for all the Mother's Days going out there, mothers going out on Mother's Day, stay hydrated, keep cool.
That's why I have my cold coffee ready to go.
Thank you,
Shout out to
Samiko.
Samiko, yes, for this treat to fuel us.
And for the win.
The next 2 hours of First Edition.
We're excited now. Let's go.
Download it on your smart TV. Lexus is going to be riding the waves. Surf, oh yeah, we're all about it.